Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. I've got everyone's favorite boatless angler. We've got Antonio with us today. He's fishing the front of the boat. We've got Enzo here, and he's rigging up right now, getting ready to go. And today, folks, we're looking for smallmouth bass. How you doing up there, Antonio?
Doing good, no fish yet.
Okay, well, we just got started. So it's late November. The temperature is hovering around freezing. The water temperature is 45 degrees right now out here. So needless to say, it's a little bit cold, but we're looking for that late November smallmouth bass bite. We're out here on Lake Erie out of Port Colborne, and yeah, we're fishing right now in 35, 36 feet of water. We've got to find these fish, so we're going to start out in the 30s, and if there's nothing doing here, we're going to creep out into the 40s and then maybe even go out to the 50s. And what we're doing today, folks, we're using the stingnose jigging spoon. And you got 3/4 on, Antonio, right now?
I do, gold.
3/4 gold, and I've got the ounce and 3/4 gold, so I've got a little bit bigger. You can get away with either or today because of this chop. We've got a nice little chop. We're just moving not too fast, not too slow. It's absolutely perfect. So I don't think we can go wrong with either size, but we're using gold because the visibility is only about 2 feet. There's been a lot of wind in November, and this water is really churned up and murky, so the gold works a little better under murky conditions. So we're going with the gold today, folks. So glad you could join us, so stay tuned. And Enzo strikes first. Oh, you got that rod doubled right over, Enzo.
Yeah.
Nice, you might have a good one. So I'll grab the net.
There he is.
Oh, that's a good fish. That's a nice bad. Look at that chunk right there. You got the ounce and 3/4?
Yes.
Look at that chunk. Now what happened, folks, is actually Enzo just missed one. Just a few minutes ago, we were in about 45 feet of water. So we come out of 30 in the 40s. He lost one in about 45 feet, and that one came out of 50 feet. Look at that fish. That's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
50 feet of water, imagine that.
Nice.
That's a dandy. Okay, I got to get my line back in there, folks. Looks like we're going to get into some fish today.
Okay, big guy. There you go.
Nice little release. I'm coming with the net, Antonio.
Thanks. Feels like a good one.
The net. Oh, 50 feet of water. Oh, you got a walleye. Nice. Nice little sting nose walleye right there.
That's a bonus.
Hey, what do you think about that? Out of 50 feet of water.
Nice.
Oh, you switched to silver.
Yeah, I put it on a little heavier and switched to silver.
Now you went down to 3/4. Good call on your part. Now there's a bonus fish. Hey?
Yeah.
That's a nice little walleye, Antonio. That's a good eater.
Right in the box.
Yeah, nice.
Looks so too.
Yeah. That's a great size walleye, eh? That's a bonus.
My hands are cold.
You need the pliers? There you go. Let's see that fish. Nice Lake Erie walleye. Hey?
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's a good eater. Nice.
Fish.
Oh, you're getting me excited, Antonio. Back in. That was a good. That was a nice hit. Yeah, good hit. Good hit. Oh boy. Feels like a good fish. Now, in case you're wondering, folks, all three of us, we are all using braided line today. All three of us with a nice long fluorocarbon leader. About a 12 to 15 foot fluorocarbon leader. Oh, we got lines all over the place here, folks. Okay, oh, this feels like a decent fish.
Yeah.
Well, he's fighting like a good one. He gave me a good hit. Oh, he's swimming up. He's swimming up. Here he comes, Enzo. Here he comes.
You got him.
That's a nice. Oh, that's a nice chunky fish too, eh?
Wow. Nice.
Nowhere near as big as your first one, but look at
Still
these.
nice
These,
size, yeah.
hey, these November fish, they're just. Look at that's a chunk. These November smallies are just phenomenal.
Beautiful.
You know what? I think we need to take a quick photo of this one for our Facebook and Instagram friends, and we'll get him right back in the water. What a nice fish. Okay, I'm just loving this November bass fishing. And away he goes. Wow, he took off like a bullet. Did you see him swim away? He's going right back down there, and he came out of 49 feet of water. Oh boy, oh boy. What a day we're having out here today, folks. And so every time I turn around, I see your rod doubled over. 50 feet of water, Enzo. 50 feet.
This feels like a good one.
Yeah, oh, your rod's doubled right over, too. Again. Nice. How do you like this November smallmouth fishing?
This is great.
I think you got another bruiser.
Let's see here.
Just take your time, because he's coming out of that deep water. There's definitely no rush. Oh yeah, you got a good fish. He's dogging it down there too. 50 feet of water. That looks like it's gonna be our, oh, look at that fish. Oh, just like your last one. Hey, thicker. The last one was longer, Enzo. This one is thicker. Look how thick that fish is. Nice. 50 feet. So that's gonna be our zone today. It looks like we're gonna concentrate between 45 and 55 feet of water. That's gonna be our zone right there. That's a dandy. Look how thick that fish is.
Nice one, eh?
That's a great fish, Enzo, out of 50 feet of water.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice and healthy.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Here you go, big guy.
And away he goes. Nice. Oh boy, this is great. He's just coming off, Antonio.
Did I lose this fish?
No, you didn't lose him. He's just swimming towards you.
Holy cow.
He's swimming towards you fast.
He came all the way up so quick from 50 feet of water.
Oh boy.
I think he's gonna jump.
He was just swimming towards the boat. That's all he was doing. Oh, that's a good fish. Yeah, that's a good fish.
Nice.
There you go, Antonio. There's a chunk. There's a chunk.
Silver.
No, he was at 48 feet.
Oh yeah.
That's a dandy.
Nice. That was a lot of fun.
He was swimming towards the boat, eh?
I couldn't crank fast enough. Cool.
Oh, there we go. Right on the drop.
Nice.
Right on the drop. He hit in 45 feet of water. It feels like a nice, it feels like a decent smallie. Doesn't feel like a huge one. It's not one of those double over on the hook set fish like you had, Enzo.
Oh yeah.
This feels like a decent fish. Oh boy, November smallies, folks. What a nice hit. I just dropped it down. He hit it on the way down. And he hit it hard. I don't want to bring him up too fast. We're in 45 feet of water. Oh, there he is. Nice fish. Look at that chunky fish. Beauty. Thanks, Enzo.
Okay.
Definitely not a huge one like yours, but that's a real nice chunky fish, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. That's a beauty. Let's get him off the hook. See how they get real thick this time of year? They get really thick because they're feeding. They're going on a feeding frenzy because they know what's coming is winter. Look at the belly on them. So yeah, you can see there a nice big belly on them. But that's a nice little hook set. Hey, nice fish.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Okay, let's get him back in. Now, the technique that we're all doing, folks, Antonio, Enzo, and myself, is called vertically jigging. All we're doing is just dropping it right down to the bottom and letting it hit bottom. And then once it hits bottom, you can tell because your line stops unraveling. And then it's a jig up and let it flutter down. So you lift it up about 6 inches off the bottom, and then you jig it up and you just let it flutter down. Now, you know I use that cast technique as well, where I'll cast it out there and then jig it back. But because there's a rough, irregular bottom here, this vertically jigging is the way to go because, oh, and the boat's turned right around here. The vertically jigging is the way to go because you're keeping off the bottom but still in the strike zone, so you're out of snags. And you know what, folks? November, those smallmouth bass, they start to school up, they start to feed up, and they go on a frenzy. And the stingnose represents an injured bait fish. They're feeding on bait fish. What a great combination. But this is one of those days. The winds are out of the southeast right now at 9 kilometers an hour, and it's going to be that way all day long. So this is one of those days, folks, where you don't just fish for a couple hours. this is one of those days where you stay out all day long and enjoy it, because they're few and far between in the month of November here on Lake Erie with these calmer winds. So I want to thank you ever so much, folks, for tuning in to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. If you get an opportunity, give November smallmouth fishing a try. It's cold, but it's worth it. Until next time, good luck and good fishing. Let's get another one, Enzo.
Oh.